My meditation is while I'm sitting and listening to music, and I just was sitting in front of it was a desktop at the time, and I just started typing. I just started typing. I was thinking actually more about my mom. And this is what I remembered as I got closer to 40. I opened my eyes. I looked at her and I was like, okay, I'm going back to sleep. You told me to go to sleep. I'm going to stay asleep. But then I felt my older sister, the wind of her running by me. And I'm like, all right, I didn't think much of it. But then I heard the door slam. That's when I realized something was wrong, I'm thinking mommy wouldn't leave me. Just breathing was a struggle for a very long time. So I lived in a bubble for quite some time. Skin grafts, biopsies. There was, like, I have a spot or two on my leg where they tried to experiment with, like, artificial skin.
Yeah.
Me or my mother didn't want to continue because I don't feel it. There's no sensation there. It looks good, but there's absolutely no sensation there.
Yeah.
They tried it on my leg so they can possibly put it on my face, but I love the way the wind feels, when it's blowing by. And if I can't feel that, to me, it wasn't worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to go back just a little bit.
Yeah.
One of the things that, before I left the hospital, I had to learn how to at least walk, and be able to hold a spoon to, feed myself. So I was prepared to do those physical things, but no one ever prepared me for the reactions I was going to get from people, not just children, but also adults and in my family. Yeah. I kept hearing, like, ignorant people say stuff like, this is what happens when you play with fire, or oh my God, what happened to her? Like silly stuff like that. And so that ignorance and people not really knowing the truth caused me to want to tell my story. I wanted them to start telling the real story and not come up with their own thing. So it was 10 or 11, and I lived across the street from Cassidy Coles. So I lived across from there, and it was an older woman that said, you should write this, put it on paper. And so then the seed was planted at that time, but I'm like, whatever, I could just keep telling it. Yeah. I started writing about her. It turned into my story. And it took me 7 years. I started in 2009. I just finished this month, 2016.